Doctor, is there nothing I can take? I said, Doctor, to make me act gayer. I said, Doctor, I'm getting a divorce. You put the lime in. You drink them both up. You take the lime and the coconut, and that'll stop the baby. Lime in the coconut, it makes you act gay. Or lime in the coconut, and then you feel skater. He was a skater boy. He said, I'm gay. Welcome to RCR podcast number. What is it? Thank you. 110. It's Monday. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's nothing, a whole lot of going on because it's Monday. So what are you really going to do about it?
No, I like last time when we did the podcast with Joe Ligo, Google AdSense paid out the moment Nick walked out the door, and I know him a check. So instead of driving down and trying to find EV chargers, because I'm determined to make this electric car Kia Niro thing work, Nick agreed to come back up here. So we'll then do a podcast and maybe make our money back. I don't know.
The Niro is absolutely wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Although, as I said when I was driving it, and sorry, I'm just posting the podcast link right now. But basically, I was hyper aware the entire time that I was operating a machine, which I understand is kind of the purpose of the car.
It says Roman's mic is off.
Oh, all right.
What are you on? The black one?
Yep.
No, your mic's up. Oh, wait, no. Yep, wrong one.
No worries.
Yeah, now his mic's on.
All right. So basically, when I was driving the Niro, and I told Brian this, that I was basically hyper aware the entire time that I was operating a machine in a way that I'm not when I'm driving my Mustang, because I think there is that sense of like, this is so nice. And also you're constantly aware of the differences between it and a normal, gasoline powered car. There are none of the sounds and sensations that you necessarily get. There's no feeling of there being any machinery working, even though there is.
Someone says Mike's room is off.
Mike's room?
My mic, I'm on the one with the silver
Maybe it was
end.
It says working now. I think they were just doing like a reversal joke.
Okay.
Thanks everyone saying happy birthday in the comments. It's not my birthday, but it's a belated one. So I'm very happy that people are reaching out, and it's very nice. It's being 37 is nice in the sense that, I mean, it's what you always say every time you have a birthday, like another revolution around the sun. I feel no different.
Yeah.
I have a few more grays in my beard than I used to, and that's pretty much it. So, I mean, what are you really going to do? It's just part of the game.
Diego Martinez says, what are your guys' thoughts on the new Toyota GR Corolla hatch? Great. Fantastic. Do you think it'll live up to the other all-wheel drive cars? Yes. Yeah, it's a turbocharger.
What?
See the Amazon truck.
The Amazon truck.
The
Amazon truck
the
is
Wells
here.
Fargo wagon coming down the street to shove a big tree branch in my deck. Here comes the Amazon guy. I really should leave them food. They work way too hard for not enough money. Unionize. All you can do is all you have to lose is your change. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff that's in there.
I mean, the Amazon truck is
for me.
I think I might have used this in a review, but it's the ice cream truck for grown-ups, basically.
It totally is.
The Amazon truck should play a song and just be like, freaking, it's been a while. Oh, wait, I forgot the window's open. So let me not.
No, yeah, the Niro, I feel like it is very car. This is the first like grown-up sort of thing, apart from the 4Runner, I guess, is a grown-up car, even though it's a 4-wheel drive romper. That is just, I bought a car just to get around. Now, granted, I bought a car also, it had to haul hikers. There is so much more room in that cargo area underneath the floor in the back.
Yeah.
There's like an extra couple feet of space. And I don't know why the floor is built up that high. There's no spare tire, but there's clearly room for a spare tire. Plus the little threaded hole is down there. I guess it was for someone else.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to check my app.
The app. I want.
This is good podcast.
I want my packages. It's funny in that there are always Ryan Gallagher, how's Roman's manual shift car doing? It's dead. The clutch burned out, so I had to get rid of it. But it accomplished what it was supposed to do, which is made me confident enough as a manual transmission driver that I feel good doing it. Now, granted, in review situations where we're being loaned whatever somebody's car, I'm probably not going to get out that far on the road with it just because my anxiety will kick in and cause me to forget everything I know. Like that anytime I take a test in high school of like, there are things that you clearly know. You obviously know how, Of Mice and Men ended.
Yeah.
Like, who's the one that dies in the end? And then you're just sitting there looking at a blank piece of paper trying to figure out what you are supposed to write. And it's just gone. Was it George? Was it Lenny? Like, fuck. So, yeah. Am I looking into another manual car? Not at the moment, but only because, I'm not in a position to really get a new car right now. But if I were to get another manual car, it would probably be another like sub $1,300 junker that where if it does die or anything like that, like it can just go, like it can be gone.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I've lost anything I don't feel like I'm coming out in the negative on it because I will have gained something in the transaction that, I would have had to have paid for 100 lunches and 100, hey, let me fill up your tank type things.
Right.
So now this person is coming out with the Amazon box as if to suggest that it was delivered to the wrong home. Now I feel like the nosy neighbor from Bewitched.
What is it? The neighbor coming out with an Amazon box? Like,
now she's going to the other house there in the backyard past that tree. So,
look at her go.
Look at her go.
No, I just checked my app. My stuff says it's arriving tomorrow.
Yeah, I have stuff coming tomorrow too.
Yeah. It's like grown-up stuff, like a fucking shower curtain.
There's nothing more grown up than,
Are you supposed to wash shower curtains, put them in the washing machine?
I don't know. I never have, but
I keep them for half a year and they get disgusting and I throw them out.
Well, do you close the shower curtain after you're supposed to? That's why they get gross. Or at least that's what I read. Like you're trapping all the moisture there and it just stays. Whereas if you spread them out, they dry more naturally or whatever.
Do that then.
Yeah.
New camera car mount. Pants and shorts.
Damn, I need to get new pants.
Yeah.
Or rather more pants in the sense that the only pants I have are jeans. I don't really have cargo pants or freaking khakis. I think I have one pair of slacks. Yeah. So it's just something where I have to vary my wardrobe more so than not at all. But here we are. What are you going to do?
John Callahan doesn't have a question, but thank you for 10 euros.
Thank you so much. Caroline says, new driver in upstate New York. Congratulations on being welcomed into the driver fold. Would you recommend the 2023 Subaru Crosstrek Premium?
Subaru Crosstrek Premium is a fine car.
Well, it's like they say, it's not a no.
I gave rides to hikers today. I told them I couldn't pick them up later today because I'd be doing this. And then I had to have the talk about, what do you do? I'm like, well, I'm a YouTuber. A what? I'm like, oh, you guys are old, huh? So, and then like, well, I've been looking to replace a car. And this is a guy with a 4Runner, a 4th gen with the V8. That's the one you keep. And he says, but I want to be more economical, like kinder to the environment. And I wanted to tell him, like, look, keeping an old 4Runner that's going to keep running and running and running. Now, granted, his had frame rust, and he had 2 dogs, and the dogs like chewed up the interior. I mean, it's still worth something because it's a 4Runner. But, and then he's like, what about this? What about this? And I need a tow and this, that, and the other. And so, like all things, we come back to Toyota. I told him RAV4 Prime, but he already picked RAV4 Prime. So great, done.
There you go.
RAV4 Prime, and then, I don't know, a Yaris for him, like they're replacing their cars. Kevin Romano says, thank you for blessing my fat ass Grand Marquis with this surprise podcast. Never caught one live before.
Oh, well, welcome to
Mercury
a live
Grand
podcast.
Marquis.
They are riveting.
Happy late birthday, Roman, says Bong Juice.
Thank you, Bong Juice.
Bong Juice.
That is very satisfying.
Bong Juice.
Bong
Juice. Bong Juice. Wish I had a repeater. We could just Bong Juice. It's so hot, goddammit. Bong Juice.
I feel like someone with a lot of musical talent could be able to take the from earlier and Bong Juice from now and create a very satisfying mix.
Bong Juice. There's this term called hiker brain or hiker fog when people are hiking for such a long time. And I guess it applies to cardio too. Is that they're out in the woods. They don't even remember like what town they're in, where they are, what road is this, what anything is. And I'm no longer picking up at the corner of Port Clinton Avenue and PA Highway 61 because people whip around that corner and hikers are so out of it, they stand in the middle of the goddamn road. And I'm like, get out of the road, get out of the road. And they're like looking at me like I'm speaking another language. Get out of the road. Cars are not going to stop for you. Someone's going to get run over. So now when people come, it's like, hey, we're at this. I'm like, guess what? You're hiking back to Port Clinton because I'm not picking it up anymore. Too many close calls, cars whipping around the corner. I shouldn't say it like that. I said, that's a very sketchy place to get picked up. I will pick you up either at the Port Clinton trailhead or the Port Clinton post office. Angus with, I guess, Denmark dollars or DDK something, who knows, just says bong. And I can't slouch anymore in this hardback chair. I can't wait. Really, this is what I should be doing this week because Ted Stoltz is, I hired him to edit.
Oh, cool.
The fast car. And so he'll take care of that. So really my week is kind of open. And what I really should be doing is trying to find chairs and working on the set in the other room.
All right. I mean, if you want, we can even write remotely this week, give you more time.
Nah, I want to sit in a nice air conditioned coffee house. I'm nice. Like Morgantown Coffee House or something like that. Just
that sounds good.
Charge up the Niro and yeah, because they're pretty good, and I like their burritos and stuff.
So
coffee isn't working.
Yeah, I hate it when it doesn't hit it like it's supposed to.
I mean, half this cup is milk because I didn't want to like drink coffee for thirst.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and then you get a headache.
I'm in there before.
Ben came by and offered Ben beer, and Danny J just says hype with an animated thing. Is that a hippo? Hippo hype.
I think it's a hippo, but from my area, it immediately looked like the Ultimate Warrior.
Nice. Gosh, I remember this one guy in the neighborhood. He really liked the Ultimate Warrior. And when he got, this is like elementary school stuff.
Yeah.
When he got mad, he would do the Ultimate Warrior like power up or whatever that thing he did.
Where he just like shakes.
That. And then he'd like punch me. Not like punch me, punch me. Things. The kid had anger issues.
Yeah.
And if you met his mom, you'd figure out that, oh, she's messed up. So, and this kid like had like, I guess they got divorced at some point. Like he had a dad and then he didn't have a dad. And it's like, you're one of the only people I know who like was raised by his mom and doesn't have like issues with like a warped sense of masculinity, like a hyper masculine wanting to punish people.
Oh,
Yeah. Like a revenge masculinity. I caught eyes with this guy in this Ram yesterday because I was driving my 4Runner and I noticed I think differently and I feel differently in the Niro. Like in the Niro, I know it's not a fast EV, but it's still, what are the numbers for the Niro? It's like 201 horsepower and how many pound-feet of torque? People in the comments will probably get to it faster than I can. Niro EV torque. 291 pound-feet.
ooh.
Shit, that's like almost 300 foot-pounds of torque. All right, so now I'm happy. That's fantastic. So yeah, I know that I could out accelerate most other things. And like from jump, I mean, the Niro starts falling on its face about 65 miles an hour, but it rips right up to that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, you did enough with this. I'm a commuter car. I'm not a Tesla, so chill out. So someone says Niro low-key Fiesta ST. Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Okay.
Good comparison. So I like driving. If someone's right on me, I know I can grunt away from them at any moment, unless we're like already on the highway. And by that time, you know, there's 2 lanes and people go around. But it's like the road we film on is like 2 lanes and it's 1 lane, and it's 2 lanes and it's 1 lane. So this guy in this Ram was like right up, but with my 4Runner, you know, you go a speed. Like once you're up in 4th gear, whatever speed you're going, that's pretty much what it is. So we're going uphill or we're going someone, and it's like 55 funds over in that car. And it doesn't accelerate. There's bits in RCR videos where the 4Runner is just flat on the floor. Yeah. And like stuff's pulling away and you're like, back off.
Yeah,
like,
back up. Well, I mean, that's why.
Or cars, when they get in to do the fast and to do the money shot, they immediately start accelerating and we're foot to the floor, and the 4Runner is like, back off.
That's why I changed the explanation to when you get into the other lane, maintain whatever speed you're doing as long as it's safe to do so. And if there are others coming, we'll just say, hey, fall back in behind us, because you know, we don't want to disrupt anything. But also it's just like, just maintain that speed, because odds are we're not going to be able to keep up. Yeah. Now, we didn't have that problem last time we filmed, but we did for stuff like I don't know. I want to say the Cimarron wasn't really anything we had to worry about.
We were fast. The 4Runner was faster than the Cimarron. Yeah. Corvette, but that was Greg driving it. It was something that I think the GR86 went kind of fast. We had to tell him to back off a little bit. So anyway, I'm in the 4Runner and I know I'm projecting. Yes. Because it's not the Ram I'm angry at. It's not the guy I'm angry at. Even though he was driving his truck like this, you know, head in the center of the truck, doing that lean over. I'm really projecting onto him my fears of aggressive males calling me
F word.
Yeah, the F word. The FG word with intensity. Yeah. Like fists are following this. If you don't prostrate yourself before me or let me screw with you a little bit and then know that I can mess with you at any moment and the teachers aren't going to do anything. Yeah. That type of childhood fear is what I projected onto this guy in this black on black Ram pickup. So to be passive aggressive, I pulled half over into the breakdown lane. Yeah. Giving him even more room to pass me, even though there was another lane. Just go around me, you bully. And then I just gave him a stink eye, and we both sort of looked at each other. And then he went on, and I was there in the slow lane thinking, well, what was that all about? knowing that I'm driving a third gen 4Runner with chrome steel bumpers and he's in a modern Ram,
Yeah.
I'm tougher than he is in this. And still, childhood trauma is what it is.
Well, yeah, it lingers in that way so that you end up refighting that war on various different theaters of combat, and the road being one of them. And the thing about it is that you never know what people are dealing with on the road, irrespective of what you're going through. And so for me, it's like, it comes back to that masculinity thing you were talking about earlier. I mean, granted, I never moved into toxicity just because I was raised by like my mom, my grandmother, and my dad's gay best friend. Like that wasn't necessarily the thing where I felt like I was overcompensating. But what did happen was that I felt very much like I was catching up for lost times in terms of like my masculinity once I sort of got into RCR. And so I was kind of like doing the speed run of becoming more like a man, I suppose, and driving I suppose like the Mustang's almost kind of an extension of it, even though I've always kind of wanted one. But even the Mustang I got wasn't necessarily the most, powerful one. And so you end up in this place where you always feel like you're compensating for something, whether or not you take it out in necessarily toxic ways. So I don't know.
Have you thought about Betty's replacement? We were talking about that last week.
I have not in the past like few weeks, if only because it is a situation where like I'm not in a position to get something better just yet, but I want to be. And it's just something where I feel like my priorities, I suppose, are elsewhere. I guess I just don't want it to be a lateral move, I suppose, where I'm getting something the same or worse. But I realize also that I'm in a place where that might not necessarily be the option. So I'm keeping my mind open to all possibilities that allow me, because I paid $4,400 for Betty. I don't mind saying that. And so it's whatever.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic for that price. And considering like I had basically no problems the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Like any problems that happened were basically my own, or rather no problems that I didn't know about ahead of time, like the rear defroster, like when we, cause Brian came with me to kind of like check out the car because like this was like the first car in my name that I was going to be completely mine. And, fully paid off, only name on the title. But it's one of those things where like I've never been through that process before. And rather than a private seller, I mean, it was a used car dealership in the sense that it was like someone's gravel lot.
Yeah.
But
it's one of these little places.
Yeah. And my immediate thought is like, okay, this is sketch. I need someone who's done this before with me, or who knows a little bit more than nothing to do this with me. And so Brian came, and it's funny because it's like, you ended up doing that like for my mom too, which she's still very appreciative of, even though she ended up going in a different direction. And you offered to do that like just a few months ago with my girlfriend's new car. And luckily, like we ended up finding something from the dealership that we did the Callaway Corvette at.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where, and no one there like remembered anything. It's fine. But I think it was different people anyway. So, yeah, it's always nice having someone far more knowledgeable about what things are supposed to cost. Because I think there's a part of a thing where, I would do terribly on The Price is Right because I just have an economic blindness toward what things are supposed to cost. So that when it comes to the showcase showdown and they just have that, it's a trip to Greece and a freaking,
Wave runner.
Yeah. And
what the fuck am I going to do with a wave runner?
Like, they don't even give you the boat to it or anything.
Like a trailer, but you don't have
a
car to hold it, or
and then
you're from Norristown, Pennsylvania. Where am I going to park a wave runner trailer?
It's like they're not going to release it to you unless you pay the taxes on it. It's like, I don't want to pay $16,000 to get a Hyundai Sonata and a trip to Greece where none of my meals are comped. And freaking, I mean, I'm sure it's great in theory, but I don't know. And so I'll end up, saying 44,000 or something. And the whole grand total ends up being, maybe like 30 grand or whatever. So that's why, I would be terrible on a game show. Even though like I always wanted to go on Survivor ever since I was like 15 years old, but I understand my limitations now better than I did before, to the where I don't really send in audition videos anymore because I just know that's going to end badly for me. So and it's true of every game show. That and like I don't know. Eh.
I'm looking at Mustangs right now.
No, it's
on my
cool.
phone.
I was actually looking at this article that Jalopnik posted that is possibly of your interest. Avoid these airports if you want to arrive at your summer destinations on time.
One of them is one of them Philly.
Thankfully, no. Like we actually avoided it, but let's see. Orlando International Airport is on there. Sydney Kingsford, which is Australia.
Okay, if you want a decent Mustang now, you're looking at 15,000.
I am not good for it.
All right.
But I mean, it's a thing where it doesn't have to be a Mustang by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to necessarily okay, I've had my experience with the Mustang. That's fine. It doesn't have to be an S197. It doesn't have to be another SN95. It doesn't have to be, post 2015 Mustang. It doesn't have to be a Fox body because there's already a Fox body on my block. And I can't imagine anything I find will be nicer looking than that, even though that should not be and is not a consideration. I just kind of, whatever.
Gobbling up everything.
Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport.
Is that formerly Dulles?
I don't think so, but it cancels 5% of all flights that are booked, which is kind of a big number over time. Freaking Newark is on here. Newark Liberty.
Hey, fellas, taking my first familiarization flight next week. Any tips on being the best possible guest in someone else's plane? So I'm
on the
guessing
subject
that's
of
like
flight.
light aircraft. Seeing interesting artifacting on my end. I wonder if it's the screen. Yeah, or that.
I don't.
Yep,
I see. Yeah, there it is.
So
yeah,
it's our connection.
Let's see.
Or it's the old webcam that they're going to be replaced when the new set, when I build it over there. Any tips on being a guest in someone else's plane? Yes, ask before you touch anything. And if you don't know what something does, says, what is this and how does it work? Yeah, ask before you put your hand on everything and ask permission before you do anything. That's it. Otherwise, you're good.
Yeah.
Millennium Edition 56 says, happy belated birthday, Roman.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
My 2007 V6 just shot up in value to like 15K. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but what kind of condition is it in? It's probably
great.
Probably
if
great.
It's the 6MT, probably awesome.
Probably.
Someone says it looks like VHS. It does. Oh, that was one thing I wanted to add to my Amazon order, was one of those little standalone VHS rippers. To go through old VHS tapes at my parents' house. So I don't have to drag a computer over there. Just use their VCR.
I wish I could find the old VHSs that I used to shoot with my camcorder that I had late high school, early college, that I had so many home movies on there, and now I don't know where any of them. Oh, I actually gave some of them to my best friend at the time because I'm like, I'm never going to use these. And now I'm like, shit, I could actually use these just because of the hilarity of what it was like being a really dumb teenager in the late 90s, early 2000s. So it's just capturing all of these memories I probably forgot I had. So
Andrew Palmer says, happy belated birthday, Nick. Happy to see everybody. I am curious if you've ever been to compare an ND1 versus ND2 Miata. I don't know the difference between these two versions of the 4th gen Miata. Is the ND2 worth the premium? I drove a 2019 RF via Turo, and it was pure joy on wheels. I don't know the difference between these two versions of the ND Miata. So I'm sorry, I don't know what to say other than they're both probably fine. They probably drive just like a Miata, don't they?
I'm looking up. So this one says between ND1 and ND2 2-liter engines, power and torque curves are nearly identical under 6,000 RPM. The ND2 motor produces all of its extra output above 6,000 RPM and maintains those gains well past 7,000 RPM. It's an engine that loves to rev and rewards you when you run it to red line. And basically, this tells me nothing.
No. Okay. So how much more power? It's like an AP1 or an AP2 S2000.
Yeah.
Only the super nerds care about the difference. To everybody else, hey, it's an S2000. That's awesome. Or everybody else, hey, it's a Miata. Fantastic. If it's anything less than like 30 horsepower, it's not going to be that much. You're not going to feel it.
Apparently, this person says that the difference is that the ND2s can't be tuned yet.
Okay.
It's okay, whatever. And the
All
ND1s
right.
are far more affordable. But
I
yeah,
know I normally err on the side of if all else is equal and save money.
yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Durable acquisition.
Yeah, well, apparently, like, and this is another news thing. New car prices average 48,000 for the first time between June of last year and June of this year. Average price of a new car jumped 12.7% and just 1.9% in the last month. So
they say there's some audio tearing as well. Interesting. Well, it's probably our connection then.
Probably. I mean, we are expecting a thunderstorm, or at least back where I'm at. And if I'm expecting it, I imagine
my internet was going up and down yesterday too. Everything's getting cooked in the heat. Pennsylvania isn't used to not like sustained 90 degrees. Let's look at the weather.
Let's all look at the weather.
86 degrees.
Gonna go up to 90.
And stretch out my balls. Yeah, it's definitely like, 86, but is it really 86? What does it really feel like? Like, for those people who know, we're in a room with no air conditioning. It's like the air conditioning that's in my house is in the 2 bedrooms. That's it. That's where the air conditioning is. Chance of rain 10%, humidity 60%, feels like 91. Doesn't feel like high enough. Visibility 10 miles, UV index. Yeah, so it's going to like try to rain every single day.
People are calling for the national weather radio voice.
And now your current conditions. At RCR Central, it is 86 degrees. Sunrise was at 5:55 a.m. Sunset will be at 8:26 p.m. Chance of rain 10%. Humidity 60%. Winds west-southwest at 8 miles an hour. Heat index 91 degrees. Precipitation today was at 0.1 inches. Pressure is holding steady at 29.86 inches of mercury. Visibility 10 miles. UV index 6. And now the weather for Cincinnati, Ohio. Currently, it is 82 degrees. Sunrise was at 6:33 a.m. Sunset will be at 8:56 p.m. Chance of rain 30%. Humidity 59%. Winds northwest at 7 miles an hour. Heat index 88. Precipitation was at 0.1 inches. Pressure is rising at 29.97 inches of mercury. Visibility 10 miles. UV index 7. And on Tuesday, 80% chance of rain. High 79. Low 68. And now the extended forecast for Cincinnati, Ohio. Wednesday, thunderstorms 60%. High 86 with a low of 70. Today, partly cloudy. High 86. Cloudy tonight with a low of 72 degrees. Kiss me. Thrill me. Tease me. Punch me. No. No help. No help stop. No help stop drawers. What's the word? Thunderbird? Ow. If you don't stop, I'm calling the police. Gurgle. Bust.
Wonderful. You really do have a gift in that. Like, I wish some really clever programmer could kind of reprogram like an Alexa to just sort of like tell me the weather in your national or in your weather channel voice. Cause it's just, or wait, no, that's not a Weather Channel didn't do voices, did they? Or is that just a national weather radio voice?
No, they did. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, God, that's, I wonder if we get clock. Is it all in my car? Or do I have some of the old radios in here? Our old radios normally. Yeah, there's one. Oh, but I only have. Ah, shoot. Wait, will this thing run off of? Is there a battery here? Is there a battery pack here?
I don't know.
I can run this thing off of a battery pack. Then maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe she was born with it. Let's see. This person asks, gents, in your opinion, do most heavy clutch V8 always require less shifting? I.e., that's why Honda SI and R Civics are more fun with more shifting. Maybe.
Come on, work.
Come on, work.
No.
I mean, I hadn't actually heard that explanation before, but it actually kind of tracks in some regards.
Where am I can take them maybe out of the night light, the night bright. Wait, if I give it power directly from the UPS, will it work then? Was it just the battery pack that doesn't work?
Maybe. We're just throwing the word maybe around here. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I need some AAA batteries.
And I need more water as we provide more riveting radio. Let's see.
If you're going out to the kitchen, could you fetch me a seltzer?
I could.
Thank you. These are the old radios that we used to use. We bought them at a Best Buy. I think like while we were on a shoot or something like that. Please have enough power just to listen to NOAA radio in this. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Come on, work. No. It's like now I'm determined to listen to NOAA radio, which means I just have to go out to the Forerunner and get the real radios.
I mean, I'll hold down the fort here and keep people.
Happy birthday, Roman. Good luck. Have a good lunch on me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I'm trying to sell an 83 Datsun 280 ZX2+2. Biggest problem I'm running into is that it's an auto transmission and everybody's been interested and loses interest when they hear that. Any tips? Yeah, take a whole bunch of really good pictures and take all pictures of documentation and put it up on Cars and Bids. No reserve, all balls. What are you, scared? You got something worth something. It's an 82 Datsun. It's amazing. Someone will buy it for the market price. You want the market price? Take the best pictures you can, Cars and Bids. And I'm going to put these in the charger and go out and get a real radio.
Go for it. Boris T.S. Karloff, today is a good day to podcast. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Same to you, Dirk Diggler. Thank you so much. You need to find someone with one leg to buy it. I mean, I genuinely wonder, and maybe I'll ask him when he gets back from the garage, if there is ever a scenario in which Brian won't default to telling people to go no reserve, because I do think there is a sort of a sort of daredevil aspect to going no reserve. But yeah, hey, Reagan Roman, favorite Ween album / song. It's gonna be all right. I actually did it for as an RCR parody song, but it's funny because so many of the parody songs I don't actually remember, but I was thinking about them the other day for whatever stupid reason. Normally, I never think about those things, but sometimes I actually remember the parody better than the original song, and I have to actually think to remember what I based it off of, because the parody songs, despite being jingles, would take me a really long time to do. So over time, like they just got embedded into my brain. And so, now this probably isn't a great example, but the Super Mario 2 theme being used for the Daihatsu that we did overseas, it's always easy to remember because it's like Daihatsu Quarry Avanzato TR double XR4. That's the kind of car we're crossing the Atlantic for. But it's something where I just don't remember some of the other ones. And it took me a second to remember that one of my favorite Tom Petty songs is freaking Hard on Me. And I'd forgotten about it. And then I remembered that I did it as an RCR parody song. And I don't even remember the car we did it for, but whatever. It's good times. But yeah, Ween, I would say it's going to be all right. And
here is the latest National Weather Service forecast for Adams, York, and Lancaster counties, including the cities of York and Lancaster. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with showers and thunderstorms likely between 4 p.m. and partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 4 p.m. Some thunderstorms may be severe with damaging winds between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Rainfall amounts between a quarter and a half inch. Near steady temperature in the lower 80s. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then becoming partly cloudy between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., then becoming mostly cloudy. A chance of showers and thunderstorms likely before 8 p.m., then a slight chance of showers between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Some thunderstorms may produce gusty winds before 8 p.m. Rainfall amounts around a tenth of an inch. Lows in the upper 60s. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. Tuesday, partly sunny at 8 a.m., then becoming mostly cloudy. Chance of showers at 4 p.m. Highs around 80. Northwest winds 5 to 10
Why
miles
does it
an
sound
hour.
better when I grab it with my right
Rain
hand?
20%. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers before 8 p.m., then a chance of showers and a slight chance of thunderstorms after 8 p.m. Rainfall amounts around a tenth of an inch. In the upper 60s. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Here is the latest National Weather Service forecast for Schuylkill County, including the city of Pottsville. This afternoon, partly showers and thunderstorms likely between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m.
That's good.
that's good. Yeah. We have where did it go? A
If I could just
question.
keep that in the background.
Probably. We accidentally skipped a super chat.
Yeah.
That is a pretty good one actually. From Chrono Tango with this new let me learn how to talk. With the new Stellantis Turbo i6 coming, do you think we'll see more manufacturers move towards turbo, manifold, and headcast as one piece?
I
mean, I think
still
it's
searching. I have it on auto search, and it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I want to get it back off the.
I do think it's a possibility.
I want to get it back off the Weather Channel. or NOAA radio and put it back on just regular. There we go. Okay.
Oh, just the regular channel that we use.
Yeah, normally we use channel.
This.
All right, this thing is on channel. I'm going to leave this on channel 1 at like full volume just to see if that thing goes off.
So, with regard to the new Stellantis Turbo ISX, do you think we'll see more manufacturers move towards
Actually, this is
turbo
a dumb
manifold
idea.
and head cast as one piece? It all comes down to the almighty dollar. Ew. If it makes more financial sense to actually do that, I mean, I imagine more companies would, but I don't know that it actually is more financially viable. I don't know. It sounds like a complete roll of the dice to me. I wish I knew more about whether or not it's actually a cost-cutting measure. I would imagine it is, but I don't know if it results in shittier quality. Then
Matt, I was playing with a two-way radio. And not like a Bienfang thing that you're supposed to have like a license for. This is just like a Midland, like you're on a construction site radio. It's just the radios we use, but they have NOAA weather on it, and we were just listening to the radio, the weather channel, and then I like had a bunch of it on to see if I can listen to anybody else. I'm talking on like channel 1 and 2, but then I'm like, I don't want to run the battery down because we need them for work.
And honestly, what kind of eavesdropping are we really going to get at
Right.
4 in the afternoon on a
Nowhere
Monday?
near. I should just save that next time I'm near Lowe's and just turn it on and scan channels and find. Of course, that's just me working with people at a retail stores. They use their radios to try to talk to each other, and somebody else is on the channel, and I baba booey, baba booey, baba booey.
Or even, some people being on the DL on an offsite construction and just, we can't be doing this. Can't be doing this. It's not right. I have a wife.
Or like you'd have two people. If we got 2 radios and found a construction site, and like 2 different people start like a radio drama going on the radios,
and hope someone just happens to tune in. I told you what happened last time can't happen again.
We're not filming again till I think
the 3rd.
The 3rd, so not that. No, is that next week already?
Yeah, it's next week.
God damn it!
Yeah, I know. Where's the time go? It feels like this summer has barely existed. Not that I really take much stock in summers now that like I'm an adult, and it's not necessarily doesn't mean time off or anything, but it's something where I do notice that I don't know. I enjoy the weather for the most part. Don't really get to go to the pool much, the community pool, but still,
I haven't jumped in a pool at all this year.
Eh.
It's weird. I just go to my parents and go in the pool and float there by myself, alone. Yeah.
Kane Ono, you still follow Modern Wrestling, Roman? I do. I've been enjoying the G1 Climax on New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's fantastic. WWE, I keep up with the results. I don't really watch it. AEW is great, but yeah, still a fun time. But yeah. I actually thought I would probably die before I ever lived to see a post Vince McMahon WWE, yet here we are. Now that he's stepped down because ahead of whatever bombshell story is coming out about him next. So, humanity.
Wait, this thing, this radio can plug right into the soundboard.
Right into the soundboard?
Yeah, like I can't hear anything right now. I'd have to go get a pair of headphones.
Hey guys, you hear anything on the on your end? Let us know. And RIP to headphone users if you do.
A whole bunch of noise.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is making noise or not. Oh wait, I have channel.
Nope, nothing. Can't hear anything.
Okay. Wait, I have to turn the channel on.
Ah, there we go.
Okay. Anything yet? Anything yet? Anything yet? Anything yet? Turning up, turning up.
Highs will range from the mid-70s over the northwest corner of the state to the low 90s west of Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're hearing
High
it now.
pressure will build in from the
Too
Great
loud.
Lakes Storm.
Enough of that.
Yeah, this is going to be fun editing tomorrow. But
Well, now it's still searching for channels again.
it says we can hear it now, but not you talking.
Really?
Oh, maybe they were. I mean, these comments
You can hear
are
it
on
now,
a
but not
slight
you
lag.
talking.
So maybe right then all they heard was radio.
No,
Yeah, we can hear
don't-
you
I
now.
don't want to search. There we go.
Very nice.
Podcast. Mullen texted me.
Yeah.
Nick Mullen. And all he did was ask, like, what's my August look like? And I sent him a screenshot of my Google Calendar, and then he didn't reply. So
Yeah.
I know they're building the set for the Adam Freeland show. And,
Doesn't he hate that it's being called the Adam Freeland show?
I think Adam Freeland hates that. It's
Yeah,
called
that's what
the
I
Adam
mean.
Freeland
Like-
show. But I'm happy that Nick isn't walking away from that paycheck, because that's what my original thought.
Oh my
that they were
gosh.
just going to walk away from it. So they're not. And I think from the show, they're building it in Manhattan. They're getting an office in Manhattan, which I feel bad that I'm happy about that, because it's selfish on my part, because the bus goes to Manhattan.
Yeah, it's easier to
That
get
means
to.
I don't have to take the train to Brooklyn.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was a thing of where I'm like, okay, intellectually I know how to do the subway, but I can't control any of that. I mean, granted, I can't control Manhattan at all, but I mean, there's a
But
different.
Manhattan is like, it's so much fun. Like for me, like, because I like efficiency, I
Yeah.
love walking in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's like, where are you going? And it's all a grid. And just
all a grid.
go there. And everybody else is trucking.
Yeah,
And then there's somebody, and you just keep on going.
yeah, it's literally designed like Los Santos in a GTA game. It's just you keep walking and
Turn.
grid. You can almost see the thing lit up in front of you, the
Yeah.
pathway. So it's nice to have that.
And I don't like in Manhattan doing a zigzag thing on streets.
Yeah.
I like going all the way. If it's on an avenue, I like going all the way to that avenue, turning and walking all the way to that. Because
can't-
Manhattan is only like a few, is it 2 miles?
Not entirely sure.
I'm surprised. Like, is it such a dumb thing to say? But I'm surprised how small Manhattan is. Like, even though
Considering the amount of people
I
there.
think when we went to lunch afterwards, was it like 45 minutes of walking?
Yeah, ish.
Ish?
From the Jacob
Javits
Javits Center to the
Little Korea or
Korean barbecue
Yeah.
place, which was just wonderful. But yeah, it was something where, it was something like 40. We passed the Empire State Building. Yeah,
Now I need to know, like, I don't want square miles. I want miles end to end.
the only
of
reason
Manhattan.
Peter Belfleur. The only reason to go to Manhattan is Sunshine Laundromat, a coin-op laundry with a bar hidden in the back full of an amazing collection of pinball machines. That
Oh,
sounds like a
nice.
speakeasy. It's very nice sounding.
How long is Manhattan?
The Woody Allen film Manhattan is 2 hours and
Oh, it's 13 miles long,
huh.
but only 2.3 miles wide.
I always heard the
Northern
national
and southern
average was
Australia.
5.
Heh.
Yeah.
So 13 miles is a day hike. So that would take you the majority of the day to walk from end to end, to walk 13 miles
Yeah.
of city traffic. But hopefully 34th and Madison, where the bus drops off, is, I don't know what neighborhood that is.
Yeah, I wish I knew a little more.
You're near enough to the Empire State Building. So you are downtown.
You're like, it's pretty.
Midtown? Is that more?
I want to
Midtown?
say Midtown.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure. Like it's funny. My mom basically grew up in all 5 of the boroughs, moving from one to another. And it's
Mhm.
like, I know nothing of New York architecture or geology,
Mhm.
geography, what on earth? But Confused since it's on blah blah blah. Laundromat is in Brooklyn, down the Bronx, blah, blah,
Probably
blah.
it's on Manhattan Avenue.
Probably.
Pretentious. You went to the bar through a fake dryer door that opened. That sounds like some Omega.
That sounds like
Mart.
Omega Mart.
Oh, speaking of, I need coffee. What is the geology of Manhattan?
Yeah, I have no idea. Geology. Crack rocks. I don't know. That's terrible.
White collar crime.
White collar crime.
The guy with the tree service is coming in. Isn't coming here until. No, he's going to be here early. He's going to be here at 7:30, which means I need to be up at 7:15 to go move the cars away from the tree. It's going to get taken down. And I'm going to try to go back to bed after that. God, is it still going to be like 75 degrees tonight? That means I have to sleep with the air conditioner on again. That means I have to sleep with my earplugs in again. Ugh, I don't like air conditioners. Okay, that's Stanhope, New Jersey, not here. That's 63. Okay, so tomorrow night says low is gonna be 63, but still at night it'll dip into the 60s at 3 a.m. But no, that means I'm gonna have to run the AC again tonight. Nerdy Hillbilly says manufacturers need to bring back beige on beige. Yeah, they do. The only one who does sit still at Ford on the XLT Lobo. It's 150. It's wolf in Spanish.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My grandfather, he used to wrestle in Puerto Rico under the name El Lobo.
If only. Who's that? There was a Marvel character named Lobo.
Oh yeah, I want to say he had a motorcycle.
Yeah, like a space motorcycle.
Yeah,
and I guess he was pretty much either like a Deadpool type or a Spawn type, or Duke Nukem.
Yeah,
Weather. People are saying Weather again.
DC character.
Oh, it's just Austin Sherlock saying Weather.
Oh, we missed a super chat.
We did miss a super chat.
Esker Outcome asks, thought of an RCR character-like name, Gary the Girth Gustafson. Do with that what you want, what you will.
The Girth.
But make it
Gusterson.
Make it very gay and filthy.
Bobby Bustamante.
Bobby Bustamante.
Yeah, there was this car we were going to do, and then it turns out the car didn't run, or it was a piece of junk. So it was a very good Bobby Bustamante type person. I mean, when I think of a Bobby Bustamante, I just think of Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, like that type of character. Thinking of you thinking of Staten Island, huh?
Oh, it's a response to somebody else.
Okay, I'm getting more Calfee.
So I don't know. I went to this flea market on Sunday, and there are a lot of people wearing these very boomerific shirts that feel like they're being saucy with regards to how I'm trying to find ways that make me sound like I have a sense of humor and I'm also attractive, where the shirt is like, oh, it's not a dad bod, it's a father figure, or, I'm so hot, you're going to have to cremate me. And it's just one of those weird things of people wanting to have these very jokester style shirts, as I wear my own jokester style shirt. But I don't know. There's nothing quite like flea market fashion, because it's hilarious in its non-hilarity.
You've been going every weekend?
Yep.
Wow.
Making sales, making soaps. I mean, it's mostly my girlfriend's side of things, but it's something where like I support it, and it's with my man labor that I hardly even do, because like the only thing that I could do is get in the way. I feel like, for the most part. So I'm just like, oh well, if you need to go, I'll just hold down the fort here. So blah blah blah. But Brian,
question about your script process for the videos. How do you decide what voice to use for a certain line. Well, when Nick and I are writing the scripts in the coffee shop or whichever coffee shop it is,
Yeah.
We will run the scripts by each other, and sometimes the voice will change, or we'll get an idea,
Yeah.
or it'll be based on like Janet Biddle is based off of a bunch of ladies that like the old ladies contingent, and that line that I had this character Janet Biddle say, I prayed to God that the right person, I prayed to God that the right person would buy our house, and that person just showed up one day. That was a word for word line that this old lady said, whose name was not Janet Biddle, but that was perfect, and that went in the margins.
And there are, I've been doing this recently where I'll come up with a line and it'll be after, because we still each do writing after we meet together to write, sort of finalizing things. And sometimes we don't have the chance to sort of run voices by each other. And so I'll like write it into the script, like a delivery suggestion. So, you know, which was it, the C5 Corvette, where it gets very existential at the end. I'm just like, well, I don't know, get the very sentimental, sort of like the nostalgia voice, so that the emotional resonance of it kind of lands more. But for the most part, like I just kind of leave it to Brian because he tends to know better how to use his voice than I do.
Oh, thank you.
Well, but it's also one of those things where like there is a certain like I don't know if I would necessarily call it envy, but it's just like, because your voice can do so much that's funny, it's like I almost want to like keep experimenting with the things that I can do. And so yeah, I remember our TV tropes page talks about like how you have a surprising range.
I guess.
I mean, that was something.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Yeah,
I wish my mimicry abilities was, because I can't do accents. I can't do accents, and I can't do celebrities.
I can't do celebrities at all.
So,
I cannot do celebrities. And my ability to do accents is entirely situational. Sometimes, I mean, that Roman and You that I did the one time where I was trying to do a New Zealand accent the entire time. See, I can't. It's one of those things where sometimes I can do it. Sometimes it's just awful. So I can't even do like local regional accents, like coal mine town freaking accent, or like a, you know, even something like, you know, what am I thinking?
Oh, here's a clip of Greg International. I can't play, but we'll play you the audio. Talk about accents. When you're going to hear the difference between Greg is a friend of ours who's a pilot, and he started doing pilot voice. Oh, hiker calling me.
Hiker call.
Hello.
Electric Utilities with an important message. Sometime over the next few weeks, our contractors will be using drones to inspect power lines in your area. Activity will be limited to power lines, and drones will not be used in any way to cause privacy concerns. This method of power line inspection allows us to be more efficient and safer as we work to keep reliability high. If you have questions, please call us at 1-800-342-5775. Repeating message. Hello, this is PPL Electric Utilities with an important message.
Yes.
Sometime over the next few weeks,
Yes.
our contractors will be using drones to inspect power lines in your area.
No.
Activity will be limited to power lines, and drones will not be used in any way
Thank
to
you.
cause privacy concerns. This method of power line inspection allows us to be more efficient and safer as we work to keep reliability high. If you have questions, please call us.
This thing just keep going.
800-342-5775. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, that goodbye was awesome. Goodbye. That's like a goodbye you would hear. Like, it's been an honor. Like, it's been an honor as your president, or something like that. Or
the captain announcing that the ship is going down and we're all comprehensively fucked.
Yeah.
What
were we talking about? Oh yeah. Speaking of pilots, Greg's pilot voice. So this is, you'll hear him go from normal voice to pilot voice. Now the radio that he's on helps.
Yeah, you can.
No, I
I can.
Yeah, you can.
Got me all flustered.
Yeah, you can.
Not gonna be the same.
All right, you're going into San Antonio. Where'd you fly last?
Welcome aboard this year, Captain. Speaking, we'll be planned stay at 37,000 feet on our way down to Orlando. Temperature down there in Orlando is 80 degrees with partly cloudy skies. We'd like to welcome you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our flight today. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Dude could probably do numbers on TikTok applying that voice to different situations.
He could.
He could. Just like
pilot voice talking about things.
yeah, pilot breaks up with you after 4 years of marriage or something.
Yeah. All right.
It's like I can't even do
Tony
that.
Airlines kind of has a pilot voice. He has a younger he's younger, so he has a younger voice.
Yeah.
Tony, if you're listening, baby money or plane money, you just start on Instagram or TikTok, pilot voice.
Pilot
It's
voice.
just
Never have to
pilot
see
voice.
your face.
Never have to see your
Not
face.
once.
You just looking at stuff, get 2 of these radios, and just record one into the other.
It's a much better plan than my original suggestion of starting an Instagram page called Planuses, which is just the rear ends of planes.
I'm giving you gold here.
It's gold. You can make it happen.
Wait, I'm gonna send him a voice text. Where is he?
Where are you at? Oh,
I know he's home because he pumpkined out. He used up all his hours, so he's off for the rest of the week.
Nice.
Hey Tony, $1 million idea here for like TikTok or your Instagram or something like that. You just do pilot voice. Like pilot voice describes things, and your face doesn't even have to be on it. You just take 2 of the radios, like the radios we use on RCR. You record one into the other. It makes a pilot voice sound, and you just describe things. Just describe things.
Yeah,
Pilot describes water bottle.
Yeah.
Pilot describes coffee. Pilot describes TikTok.
Oh, sorry. Pilot orders McNuggets and a Whopper.
Pilot orders McNuggets at or pilot. Well, okay. There's rules surrounding like filming your own babies. Anyway, there, $1 million idea. I'm going for an hour and 7 minutes. ASMR takes flight. Yeah.
ASMR takes flight. But yeah, I think like once you're a pilot, whether you naturally have the ability to develop a pilot voice, you sort of develop one anyway to where it almost sounds natural. It's kind of like, well, I do wonder if like regional newscasters have to learn how to do the newscaster voice that is not regional at all. Like, today a man was shot and then
Yeah, American General or something like that.
This one, the one Kia. Good afternoon, Mr. Regular. Are you planning to install a 30 amp, 40 amp, or 50 amp split please circuit?
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea either.
The electrician, he sent me an estimate, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, great, good.
All right.
And Greg was here, and we're like, yeah, whatever, great, good. Just run the line. And it's the electrician who we discovered on some previous live stream. So yeah, he came by and then just sent me the estimate, and like most of the cost is just the 8 gauge wire. It's going to have to run from the box out here to the garage. We're going to have to dig a trench in the backyard to bury it.
Wow.
So that's where the labor is really going to come in.
Yeah.
He was against Russell the electrician was against buying an entrenching tool, and Greg's like, we should really just rent an entrenching tool. I don't feel like digging all afternoon.
Oh yeah.
But in Russell's defense, it says an entrenching tool could cut your existing wire that's out there, because we don't know where that wire is in the yard. So, but on the other hand, renting an entrenching tool is like $150 a day. So
like, where's the cost going? I mean,
if we find out, oh, it runs here, and we can just run an entrenching line that's going to take, 20 minutes as opposed to 6 hours of digging
in this heat.
Yeah, and well, we're not going to do it in this heat, but
Yeah.
to your point, yes,
Yeah.
6 hours outside. I got shit to do.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's probably a great workout, but also it's like,
See, I would then, if like we're going to be digging, I'm going to hire like a local kid.
yeah,
$100. I'm going to pay him $100. Help us dig this.
Yeah.
So I could either do that or I could automate it. Either way, I'm spending the money. 8-gauge wiring is good for up to 40 amps of service. Yes. You see, my Kia Niro, we're putting in a 40 amp thing because the Kia Niro only takes 32 amps. So we need, obviously, you wouldn't put in a 30 amp because the Kia Niro is going to pull 32.
Yes.
And there's no just 32. You always want this. I know you always put in extra. So blah, 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 blah. I have a whole bunch of like stick-on glow-in-the-dark stars over there in that garage. Garage. What am I talking about? Drawer. Unit Netwick at what length? 150 feet. That's how far we have to go. Oh, there's gonna be parasitic loss after the. Yeah, no shit. Well, why don't you do this and run it out to your? No, I'm not running a charger out to the street. It's going in my garage. One guy says, I used an electric garden tiller to dig. Does a good job unless you got a lot of rocks in the ground. Yeah, it's Pennsylvania. It's rocky soil. Yeah. Christopher X says, get a trenching machine. The fuck do you think we were talking about?
I think he just got here.
I think, oh, you're right. Okay. Sorry, Chris. What's this? Saturday, we're taking the Corvette back. We're supposed to have lunch with Mike Spinelli, but he's going to be out of town. 150 dig is hard. 150 feet of digging is horrible, horrible work.
I believe.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's why. Yeah, there is no good solution to any of this because like the trenching tool will technically make it easier, but it's like you said, it comes at the risk of possibly severing a wire that's already out there. But also the digging, who's to say the same thing won't happen when you're digging if you shove the shovel down there hard enough at one time and you just hit something. I don't know. There's no good answer to other than that. It's work that needs to be done one way or the other. So, bleh.
And when it's done, it's done. So then my charging time goes from 2 days to 8 hours.
That is a huge cut because I imagine that's the barrier of entry for a lot of people. Yeah, they're just like, but.
I thought about like. While we were doing this, you following me in the Niro over to the hospital where there's the only level 2 charger in the area. Yeah. We just let it sit on that for a few hours while we podcast and come back and then I get a little bit more electricity. But we only here for a maximum of 2 hours. Yeah. And it would take, 8 hours to fill up. And so,
I mean, it's like, I don't understand. Did Tesla just make an exclusive deal with Wawa that they don't have charging for anyone else?
Yes.
It's just strange.
But then again, I don't have time to sit around a Wawa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's going to be charging at home anyway. Scott T. Baggin says 8 hours is an insane time. What do you mean? That's overnight.
I suppose
that's
so,
overnight. Yeah. That's while you sleep and you wake up the next morning and your car is charged. Don't you have a Walmart nearby? Yes, I do. Most have an electrified, not this one.
Not this one.
And plus, what am I doing now? Now I'm at the Tilden Shopping Center. What do I hang out at the? There's nothing.
You can go to the Army surplus store, and
I could hear the stimulating conversation in the Army surplus store that I'm sure is nicely nuanced.
Oh yeah, you're going to get very layered.
Or
opinions.
The Cabela's.
Or the Cabela's, or you can go to the Cigars International and smoke a cigar.
Now I get to walk through like 5 or 6 parking lots. Honestly, the Cigars International is probably the chillest place there.
Probably is. We went there before.
Yeah, it's great. They do have some bar food. I think I picked up some hikers and they said they had a decent charcuterie.
Yeah, I love charcuterie.
Yeah. So imagine that. Charcuterie, a cigar, a little beer, whiskey. I think they only have beer. I don't think they have liquor. Maybe they do have liquor.
Landed charcuterie isn't always as satisfying as airline charcuterie, though. Just the fact that you're having charcuterie in the sky.
I know that rule. I hope American brings that back. And back to Zoe Kitchen charcuterie plate. fuck.
Oh,
Just thinking of that. It has hummus too.
yeah.
It has hummus. It has all the
Olives.
meats. It has all the cheeses. Comes with grapes and fruit. And it doesn't look like a lot of like, oh, our charcuterie plate isn't going to fill me up. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You'd be
is.
surprised.
And then guess what? It's time for motherfucking ice cream.
Ice cream. Yeah. I remember
I am just like I am so nicely satiated by the time I land in LA when they had that, and now they don't.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
just want to fly American and get that hot fudge sundae. Otherwise, Delta. Yeah, the last few times I've been on American, and this is like in the current age, they did not have the hot fudge sundae. They had the self-serve,
the little like Ben and Jerry's tubs.
the little one with the plastic spoon, and even that takes me back.
That's good.
That's good. You know,
That's
Little
very
Hugs
good.
takes me back to T-ball. I am perfectly fine with the ultra super hard ice cream that makes you work in the beginning,
Yeah.
but then in the middle it's a perfect consistency.
Yeah.
And honestly, it stays hard to the very end. You have that sort of like small hockey puck of the thing floating around in cream at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'll still work with that. It keeps me busy throughout the plane ride.
Yeah. When we went to Portland, my girlfriend had never done like first class before.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, just don't worry if you're not full. We're getting ice cream after this.
Yeah.
It's like, where? Fucking up here in the sky. Yeah. It's just, but
you guys were like a row or two back.
Yeah.
So how did she? Was that her first time up front?
yeah. And I, to be fair, I slept most of it because I always do
Okay.
on the plane. But
True
we
to
were near.
form, easy to sleep up there.
Easy to sleep up there. Plenty of leg room,
Yeah.
very relaxing. And I mean, granted, there was a baby diagonally across from us, but it was a very quiet baby until it was time to land. So
Mhm.
no complaints there. Either that or I was so dead to the world that I just didn't hear it at all. But
yeah, I don't remember it either.
Yeah.
So-
but I remember I'm not very much a vinaigrette guy, but their vinaigrette was like insane for their
Mm.
salad. It was literally Newman's Own, but I'm like, the Newman's Own on land doesn't taste. I imagine it's maybe a psychological thing of just
yeah,
because everything is in the sky and it feels almost wrong. That I mean, Lord knows, like I can't really often afford to go first class. So when I have the chance to do it, like it's great.
Mhm.
But I fucking flew home coach because I'm just like, whatever. It's not long enough for me to actually get, whatever. Because we had a stopover or a flight, or I
Yeah.
did anyway, in Austin, or Dallas, but somewhere.
Yeah, it
oh wait,
was
no,
Texas
in
for-
Phoenix. Yeah,
Oh, you had to go to Phoenix.
yeah.
Yeah, my way back was Dallas or something. All I know is I was hardly any time between planes. I was just in, out, and I was on the sky
Yeah.
on the way back. People are talking about the little ice creams with the little spoons.
The little
coming.
spoon, the little
Yeah.
tongue depressors that they
Yeah.
give you for the ice cream in school.
Yeah,
And you get
yeah,
the little
that somehow makes it taste better.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah,
It's already like sweating by the time it gets to you.
Yeah.
Like the ice cream.
yeah,
It has that layer of frost around it that's slowly
yeah,
just like, yeah. Like I go to pull out the little thing and has that satisfying
yeah.
and you go to lick the thing and it's nice and smooth on the back
Yeah.
because it's a waxy type paper. Splinter flavored ice cream. I mean, that's pretty much what it is because it's
Bob says eating airplane food on land is weird because it is overseas. And,
very much so.
Alton Brown was talking about when you're at altitude, you have less taste because the airplane is kept at like 8,000 feet. Like
Alright.
it's not pressurized to sea level; it's pressurized to 8,000 feet. Like you're in some higher areas of Colorado. So that's why you get drunk faster on planes. And maybe people get extra dumb because they're a little bit of oxygen, but that also means it's easier to fall asleep.
Yeah. Don't I know it?
And sometimes I get good riding done on planes, but most of the time I'm just duh, and I queue up Dune again.
Dune. Yeah. That
Dune?
Dune is a great movie to like just zonk out.
Yeah, I like Dune. My stuff I like. Top five movies I always rewatch on planes. Number 1, Dune. Number 2, Casino Royale.
Casino Royale. Nice.
Number 3, Inception.
Mm.
Number 4, I don't think they have. Did they have Ghostbusters, like the original Ghostbusters?
I do not
I didn't.
recall.
I remember I watched the the new Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about that. Like, if
little
you're going to
bit.
make a fan service movie, make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shoot, there was another one. What
Um,
was my fifth go-to movie?
You ever watch Arrival? Amy Adams and
No, what's
Jeremy
that?
Renner. It's basically like for lit nerds or language nerds, but basically aliens like land in and they're just in a ship and they don't do anything. And then kind of a District 9 type thing. But in this one, they send a linguist up there, or I forget the actual term for it, but
Mhm.
she tries to deconstruct their language so that we can communicate with these aliens and figure out why they're here and what they want. And it's just fascinating the way that it's just very, I don't know, it's so rich and deep. And it's the same director as Dune. It's Denis Villeneuve.
Mm.
And I think it's something that can actually be instructive in a way in terms of, tolerance and relation, but also it has a great story to it, Hackers. That's a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Or rather, I should say it has a great soundtrack. I haven't actually seen Hackers. My girlfriend loves it, but that actually came up a few days ago of just like, I've never actually seen Hackers before. And it's one of those quintessential 90s movies, like, I don't know, Reality Bites and now I can't think of like quintessential 90s movies. What, like Empire Records? Can't Hardly Wait.
High Fidelity?
High Fidelity. I want to say it was either 99 or 2000.
High Fidelity?
Yeah.
You can always go Clerks.
Freaking Mallrats.
Yeah, all those movies.
That's my favorite Kevin Smith movie. Although a lot of people would probably say Dogma's better, and maybe it is, but
probably a better like story.
Probably.
But yeah, Mallrats really, I mean, they're all screwball comedies, but it's interesting to see a thin Matt Damon. Wait, I mean Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yeah. There's something very, I mean, he is perfectly cast as a complete douchebag in that movie.
Yeah.
It's great.
You're dead, Mallrat.
Yeah. And that whole thing with freaking, the Ethan Suplee trying to figure out the optical illusion, it being a sailboat. I don't know. It just captured so much of what it was literally like when you have a weekend open and you're like, let's just fuck around at the mall.
Yeah.
And then that's the entire day. And there's hardly any real conflict in that movie, but it's something where I kind of like those aimless kind of slice of life movies that just capture a period. I try to think in the grand scheme of things of what movies most accurately capture their time period. And I feel like, there's probably some John Hughes movie, take your pick, that really captures the 80s. But for me, I always think of like the first Terminator for the 80s, just because there's so much of the aesthetic of that movie that really does. But for the 90s, I tend to think of like Mallrats or something along those lines. Because Go. Oh, crap. I forgot about Go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Snap.
Talk about a great soundtrack.
Yeah. I swear.
The Philip Steer remix of Magic Carpet Ride.
Everybody was on that soundtrack.
I could really go for a pool right now.
Yeah.
Go down to the ice cream place and stare at the guy who stares at people.
Don't your folks still have a pool? Or
they do. I could go over to my parents' house and like float around, I guess.
Yeah.
And like have a conversation with my dad that I had before.
Oh.
Yeah. Gotta go. Like, I could go to the gym,
but you're leaving one place where you're sweating to go to
another place. That I'm sweating.
Yeah.
All I want to do is just cook dinner. We're talking about ice cream, and I just want to eat ice cream.
Yeah. Now it's like the freaking freeze is closed temporarily. Yeah. It's just.
They should make a movie hot, no air conditioning.
Yeah.
D. A childhood movie in 2022, and because I had this myopic vision of childhood, where you're cut loose. But today, do you feel cut loose as a kid?
Yeah.
And I have to ask, Greg's daughter, like, so what do you guys do? What would you say you do here?
What do teenagers or kids of any kind actually do? It's
I feel like I've lost touch with anybody who's below age 21.
yeah, because I can't really ask my nephew about it because I guess I've entrenched him so deeply in my own culture that it prevents me from learning anything about his.
Right.
So that he likes essentially all the same shit I liked growing up. Now, granted, that's because a lot of the same stuff is looping back around to being popular again.
Uh-huh.
But even before then, it's like, okay, you guys hang out, but where do you go? What do you do? Is it just the same as all this?
Is it really just like the 90s? You just go over to someone's house
Yeah.
and stuff happens?
I don't know.
I just go over
Very
to Tom
odd.
Mansell's house and jump in his pool. And gosh, their parents moved away. He's coming to visit this week.
Huh.
So Tom's going to be back.
Nice.
I forget why he's back because his parents sold the house, so they don't live here anymore. And if he's coming back, I mean, my first thought is wedding or funeral. 'Cause he has a big, like hanging out with like, I know this is a dumb like Catholic joke, but like your Catholic friend. Well, I have two Catholic friends, and them it was just this sushi conveyor belt of wedding, funeral, baby shower, wedding, funeral, wedding, combined wedding,
Oh.
reception, wedding. Like my buddy Tom, I think he owns a tuxedo. He said, "Fuck it, I have to buy it." Like he's in so many groomsmen stuff. It's like I need this suit. Or maybe it's not a tuxedo. I think he just has a really nice suit he has that he just wears. Of course, he also is like the director of something department at Iowa State University. So he does have like meetings and like fiduciary meetings and like grant writing and a bunch of stuff like that.
Totsu says he could be coming back for those dreaded class reunions. I don't know why class reunions never happen in summer.
No, that's
why
not
they always
for
happen on like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I
Well,
guess it's because everyone
kids
thing. You
Yeah.
gotta get.
It has to be on a holiday that
I
everyone comes
graduated in the year
back home
2000,
for.
so the 25th isn't going to be until 2025. So
Yeah, and I missed my 20th.
or is it 2026?
Or I mean,
the zero count. Are we just going to do it on the 25th because it's easier?
oh wait, next year's my 20th. I missed my 15th. There we go. I was violently ill. But yeah, and even then, it's like, what do you really go for?
I'm so selfish. If I go to a class reunion, I need to roll up in something because I'm still concerned with appearances because I'm making up for being a loser in high school.
And just show up blasting "Roll Out" by Ludacris.
Hell yeah!
And just show up in a freaking,
Of course, everybody else, like even the people I didn't like, are probably all kids and married and dad bods and stuff. And I guess the conversation will be, "Here's how YouTube works." I do that.
I guess, yeah. That's the thing. I don't want to have that conversation, because it's just I don't know how to explain things in a way that allows people to make sense of it. Because most people, I feel like,
someone says, "Is our audio broken?"
Oh, that was. I don't know.
I don't know either.
What I will say is that I'm going to pee quick.
Okay.
Be right back.
Racing Mind says, "Dang, I'm late to the podcast." Nah, we'll keep going. I mean, literally, Ted Stoltz is editing the next review or the review after that or something. So there's really no reason I can't keep doing this. God, the coffee just isn't doing anything. But if I go to a class reunion, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to come up to people I knew who are mean to me in high school, like, "Hey, you called me homophobic slurs 30 years ago. Let's talk about that now"? Is that that'd be totally petty of me? Or if I said something like, "I just want you to know that I remember that," but now I'm like bringing down the mood. So Man, it's hot. It's got another week of this. I could print out more stuff. You know what I really should do? I have like the Blink, Electrify America, and Charge Point all on my phone, but only Blink is hooked up. All the other two, I still didn't put in my like credit card information. That's what I really should do when I'm done with this. That way, I've got the three major ones in Pennsylvania covered: Charge Point, Electrify America, and Blink. Boz says, aren't class reunions just for those who peaked in high school? That's how I feel.
I generally feel it's like for people who didn't peak in high school and want to show how much better life is now.
Yeah.
And how much like hotter they are now than the people who were hot then. But I don't even know if that's necessarily the case. It's yeah. But
Fang Appeal, you absolutely have the right to go and confront individuals who called you those type of slurs. I have fantasies about doing that, but what's hard to not fantasize is what happens in the 5 minutes after that. Now we got the rest of the night to look at each other in the same room, drinking the same Yingling.
Yeah.
And then like in my fantasies, and in the full, jerk my dick off fantasy. Oh, I think press F to pay respects.
Oh dear.
We're doing this. F. We just lose up. It seems like it's back. So, okay.
Right,
Bob
seems
says
that way.
F.
F. They're saying F.
Here we go.
Let me turn
a little
up the volume.
buffering. We may be back. Everybody
fast
have
forward.
fun tonight.
There we go.
Everybody wang chong. Now keep
Yep.
that going.
Oh,
everybody wang chong tonight. Everybody get a goo tonight. And then we go around. And then we mow the lawn. And we gotta mow it before the other guy. Don't wanna be the only guy in the neighborhood with the long lawn. And then we go and find a thing, and then we get the long lawn, and then we long lawn, long lawn, long lawn, long lawn, long lawn, long lawn, ong lawn, ong long, ding dong, long lawn, on bong, jong mon, Ed Helms. Ding dong, Ed Helms. Ed Helms. Ed Helms. Dicks. 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 X. 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 E. Up. Up. Down. Down. Up. Hig it 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 up. 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 Hig it up. Hig it. Ed Helms. Ed Helms. Sharia law.
AB select
AB, oh, AB. Where's my bass? This is just bass. Just bass. Bass, 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 ace, bass, ace, bass.
Full treble, full treble.
Get me on the feedback. 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 Is we really not? Is this not working?
Oh no! I turned it down during the.
Get me on the feedback. Get me on the feedback. This is part of the deal. This is the thing. This is the thing that we till I yeah, it's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I feel like someone really. Well, no, I said that already. Someone really talented can probably make a mix out of that. Ugh, that's right. I can probably turn this down now. So has anyone actually seen? Well, I mean, I imagine a lot of people who aren't me have seen Top Gun Maverick. And if you have, is it really as good as people say? Because it's looking at a Best Picture nomination right now, which is a very odd thing to think about. But sometimes when a blockbuster is really that big, sometimes the Academy has a hard time ignoring it. And yet I'm like, it's Top Gun 2. Like, I don't even know what to do with that. It's like a handful of sequels, not even a handful. It's like maybe 3 sequels.
Didn't die too hard like last time.
Yeah, I guess Die Hard is another one we're never getting again. And we're back.
And we're back.
So yeah, I mean,
hey, the VCR type tearing is back as well.
Very good.
Mr. Regular, I'm blaming you for my terminal ska addiction. Good.
Ska's life?
From the Avenger. What was the song? I can't remember what we did. It's YouTube, not the stream. Okay. RCR Meetup 3, probably never. I just did I don't know how I can be entertaining, in front of a whole bunch of people. It would have to be at some other event.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do another RCR meet, but my concern is all with, the logistics of it all.
Emotionally, I can't handle a bunch of people just coming to see me. It was fun. I sort of disassociated in the first couple of meetups when I was there. And I'd have to say, hey, I'm going to be at this event. Come say hi. Box Fossil says, dude, I need a reason to travel to Central PA to get sheets. Well, okay. Obviously, we can't do it now because the only hotel in the area is at minimum capacity with and is totally understaffed. So there's no place to sleep around here.
Yeah. So
it couldn't really be in Southern Schuylkill, Northern Berks. You'd have to have it some other place with a bunch of hotels. Why I'm Missing has some space. But again, look, I went to Steel Stacks and had a fun time pretending to be Corvette guy.
Yeah.
But I don't like car shows anymore. I mean, I like the idea of them, but at this point, I've driven so many cars. I've seen so many modifications, and they all start blending together. And when I'm at a car show, I just want coffee and I want to sit down.
Yeah.
It's like Itchy and Scratchy Land, where it's either Patty or Selma or both, and oh, look, a bench. This is what I want to do. I just want to sit down a little bit.
The reason I would want specifically RCR car meet is because when I do go to car shows, they're all they're not stuff I'm interested in seeing. Whereas anytime we would do one, we'd actually get interesting cars, AMC shit, Saab shit.
Yeah.
It's that good. But also I understand it's different for me because I'm not put upon in the same way.
Right.
So that's not really something that I was necessarily going to be hey, we should do this. It's just,
you get to lay back in the cut, whereas everybody follows me around.
Yeah,
that's
which is just beyond. I could not imagine.
It was fun in the beginning, hey, wow, people really like me, and now I understand it, and now I'm you guys drove so far to hang out with us, and now there's 20 people following me, and I'm not that funny.
Yeah,
I just want. I like being a second stringer in the group. I don't like leading a group unless it's something I know a lot about, like skiing, or that's it.
Yeah.
So, or if I have something to teach you, or like we're talking about English literature, but that's in more of a collegiate setting. Because
RCR.
what is a car show? It's just a whole bunch of opinions and people agreeing with you. Spin Faster says, saw you discussing your recent Niro EV purchase. I yearn for the day where I can transition to EVs. A lot less service to deal with. Only concern is it's hot, isn't it?
It is hot.
Battery degradation. Yes, that is a thing. And I'll let you know how much my battery degrades over the next 5 years. And you'll have an idea. Maybe an RCR booth at an event.
I can't imagine anyone offering.
We tried doing that once at Carlisle. And like, Frank Litto says, how many people are entered to win the dad vet? I don't get to see those numbers. Wish I knew.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Brian from Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville Brian from the Art Fight podcast, which was discontinued.
There's nothing more frightening than a group of people that all agree on something. Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, yeah, you get that hive mind echo chamber thing.
Yeah, that's about the only thing left holding me back, and a lack of charging infrastructure in the Deep South. At this point, with EV charging, most people just charge them at home, myself included. So I have yet, even with level 110 charging that take 2 days to charge it, my car just travels in a like 50-mile radius from my house.
Yeah.
And that's done quite a bit.
Yes.
Just that.
There was a question that I wanted, that I'm just remembering that I meant to run by you, but you were out in the garage. But is there a scenario in which you would not recommend going no reserve on cars and bids? Or are you always just, is that the first thing you're like, if you're going to put it up there, you got to go no reserve?
Well, if you're listing it from someone else who has an emotional attachment to this car, it's like, I won't take less than which is if you're going to like, I don't want to take less than this, and like, this was a father-son project and my father's dead, you really shouldn't be on those websites anyway.
Yeah.
Or if you have some crazy high dollar thing like a Ford GT or a 4th gen Supra USDM manual with 40,000 miles on it, or a Halo car. If you have a Halo car, you can understand putting a reserve.
Yes. Putting
a reserve on even something very cool like a 2002 Toyota Tundra manual transmission, short bed, single cab, and you have a reserve price on it. It's like, I know you have something that's worth that the internet likes now, but quit being a dick.
So like mint 1991, like SW20 or something, just no reserve, or like a.
What year?
1991.
So a Fox body?
What
Or
like an MR2? 91?
Oh, okay. An NA1, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Natural aspirator. No.
Nah.
No, don't do it. Turbo, maybe. Like if it's mint, like under 20,000 miles, that like a mythic one, sure. SW20s are great. Are they special? Not really. It's one of my favorite cars, but it's a 90s Toyota. Drives like a 90s Toyota.
Yeah. Do we have any more super chat questions?
I don't think so.
I'll
do it. I'll double check. I wonder if, like, how much the podcast is going to be better if I'm sitting down and someone else is reading the chat.
Oh yeah, like we have our own Jamie.
Producer. Yeah. First time I'm catching one of these live. New to the channel. Is that any?
That
was last week. You're right.
Yeah.
Bitty 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 bum, bitty bum, bitty bum, witty bitty bitty bum. I'm so wee. A whole bunch of remembers whens. It would be better if you went with a good friend from time to time.
Oh, the high school reunions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's all it is. Remember when? You remember the time. I remember the time.
I remember.
Leyland G doesn't have a question, but thank you for your donation. My favorite reviews are these like the first ones?
This one was
the
about
last
like
one.
a half hour ago, maybe.
My favorite reviews are the Sebring and the other 90s Chrysler garbage because the way you describe painfully normal people who mean well but just have meaningless and mundane existences. Thanks. We got to do more of that stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Not that, well, I do kind of actively seek out like late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s, all 90s, and then early 2000s.
That's great.
Brian, question your script process. Answered that. Manufacturers need to bring back beige on beige. Thought an RCR character name. Okay, good.
All right. This person here asks, good afternoon, Roman. Do you have a copy of your interview footage that was shot for The Lady in the Dale? It would be neat if you could get permission. I asked. I do not, and the director doesn't have it either because he gave all of his footage to HBO. So I'm in the vault in there somewhere. But I mean, it was a great documentary. Like all 4 parts of it were great, and I was so happy to be involved, even in that like limited capacity. Like, okay, I knew kind of intellectually I would probably get cut from it, but it was still cool to be like asked to be in it. By the same token, it's like the AMC documentary that Joe Ligo's coming out with. Like he asked me to be in it, and I completely forgot because like I agreed, and then I forgot to get back to him. And that's a thing where like I feel so shitty about that because I was deep in the sob thing at the time and trying to get that done. And so you end up kind of forgetting things and missing out on other offers. There are times. Oh. Something happening.
Oh, this is Tony. This is Tony doing his dad voice, ordering stuff from Taco Bell.
Oh.
Hey, folks. Let me get a medium Baja Blast, a cheesy gordita crunch, and I'll take a beef 5-layer burrito. Thank you very much, and enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm. There's something a little bit. He's very different than Greg.
Yes.
Tony is a little bit interested in what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Greg has the more. I've flown now. Greg has, 100, like 10 to 50 to 100 times more flight hours than Tony, because Greg's going to be 45 this year, and Tony just turned 30. So huge difference in hours.
Yes.
Also international. So Greg's done the big planes. Yeah. So we F again.
We F a little bit. Yeah. We're back.
Okay. So Tony, So Tony is. Greg has a way more disinterested, total calm. As Jocko Willink would say, detached. Way cool, like a way cooler pilot voice, but with that comes from an extra, 15 years of flying that he's like tens. I feel bad because Tony's watching, but it's just different. Has an older voice.
Yeah.
Whereas
a more
Tony has not as much vocal fry, and you can tell Tony's thinking about what he's saying, whereas Greg, his voice is on autopilot. But then Greg comically drawn out the. I
can't do that. Brian Siskin, he's a pilot too. He says it's amazing how much you have to let yourself suck to get good at comms.
What does that mean? It's amazing how much you have to let yourself suck to get good at comms.
Like you have to not care about what you're talking about, I think.
Yeah.
Or that's what I imagine. But yeah, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by this person's question of in what car did you guys take your driving test, if I may ask, and I literally don't remember.
1994 Dodge Caravan. It's one of our earlier reviews. And that was the car I took my driving test on. I'll have a soft spot for a second-gen Caravan. And you do not see them at all. They are gone, baby, gone.
Gone, baby, gone.
She gone so long. I've been gone so long. Gone, she gone so long, baby. What's that other song that was on Trailer Park Boys from the 90s? Something about soda.
I do not recall.
Something. It was very, very 80s. Sung by Kim something or other. Kim Mitchell. God, what was that song? And it's one of these like 80s songs that Dave Grohl, like he didn't reference this song when he was with the one guy from Tenacious D, not the other guy from Tenacious D. Sorry,
Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. And it's one of these songs that don't bore us. Start with the chorus. It's one of those 80s that is something. Might as well soda and no one dies. Yeah. Go for a soda or just go for soda. I think it's go for soda.
Let me see.
I'd love to play it, but then we get pulled.
I had a weird dream last night in which you were trying to remember a song from the 80s, and it turned out to be that one Richard Marx song, like wherever you go, whatever you do. I have no idea why this came up.
Yeah.
Waiting for you. Go. Oh, it's literally called Go for Soda.
Nice.
But yeah, it's I have no idea why that popped up, and I don't even think that was necessarily a 90s song. I think it was like 91 or something, or an 80s song. I think it was like 91 or something, but I don't know who dreams about Richard Marx.
What was Mr. Big's song?
Be With You.
Oh, yeah.
The one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you feel it too.
Waiting on the light.
Waiting all my life.
Just to be the next to be. Yeah, that weird thing of hair metal doing a cappella stuff.
Yeah, the occasional. Yeah. Well, I mean, did Extreme what
more than words?
Yeah, but I mean, like, what did their other music even sound like? Because it seems like that type of thing where you get into a band because of one song that they have, and then you buy their album and find out that's the only song that sounds like that. But I don't know what the rest of Extreme's catalog sounds like.
Yeah, it's like people who bought, including myself, bought You Can't Stop the Bum Rush by Len, and like you have Steal My Sunshine, and the rest is like this weird conceptual rap album. Yeah, that's not great.
I bought Chumbawamba's album because of
Tub Thumping,
and it's pretty good. It's all kind of like that. Hell, I bought Eagle Eye Cherry's whole album, and it was pretty all right. But that's the thing of I got in the habit of just buying whole thing. Like one of my favorite albums, freaking Where Have All the Merrymakers Gone by Harvey Danger. And that I just got that for Flagpole Sit and ended up loving everything else on the album. Oh, yeah. So works out pretty nice.
I think we're going to wrap this.
Yeah, we've been going almost 2 hours. So, it's pretty good. Yeah. And so, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the RCR podcast on this special Monday edition. Thank you for your super chats, all of your nice questions, and thank you for your Patreon and support. And, you help us exist as a much larger channel than we actually are. Giveaway for the C5 Corvette ends Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah, Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. We will announce the winner when it comes in. And this is the only podcast we're doing this week. So we will see you again next week if everything goes well, provided there's no any crazy mishaps. And if you haven't checked it out yet, today's new video is on the Cadillac Cimarron. It is something people have been waiting for us to do for years. And so we finally done it. So thank you so much for all your support. Love you all. Have a great week.